and welcome back to the channel. Stewarding Budgeting here. And listen, today is a face-to-face because we have to have a much needed conversation, okay? Don't mind my hair because Thanksgiving is tomorrow. The food is the concern. But listen, guys, we have much to discuss. And I'm not going to try to get it all out this video. I will say that this month on my channel will look a lot different than previous months on my channel. Simply because, and when I say this month, I mean going into December as well. Simply because I've been officially on YouTube for 1 year. And when I say that, I mean a part of the budgeting community, right? Because it started off as a vlog channel. And then I switched to last November to being a part of the budgeting community. And that's when I became the most active on YouTube I've ever been. And I had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things that I would change, a lot of do's and don'ts that I would do. And y'all know I'm a do's and don'ts kind of a person. So when I learn a lesson, I try to come and tell, other people of that lesson as well to see, if you choose to listen, you don't have to, but I'm just telling you what it is. So I'm going to try also my best to not say a lot in this video, but if I do, I'm sorry in advance. So let's go ahead and hop right into it because I don't want to overdo it. But yeah, as I was saying, we're probably going to have a lot of face-to-face conversation within the next couple of weeks, okay? So this video is pretty much going to be about 3 things. The first thing is moving. Okay, we're going to discuss that. And then second is going to be where am I with my savings right now? And the last thing is going to be what's up with 2025. Now, I understand that that's content that a lot of people are like, well, it's only November. You probably should put that out in December. No, I have different content that I'm bringing in December that's going to be, more geared towards gearing up for 2025. But this we need to discuss like ASAP. So let's hop into the first one and let's talk first about moving. I'm going to get into my whole year on YouTube or year in budgeting type of thing in another video. But this is the move. Those who know, have been following my channel, watching my videos, you know that I have moved. And let me just start by saying this. At the beginning of this year, if you had told me that by the end of this year I would be in a new home, I would have been like, yeah, no, you're bugging, right? Because there's no question or no doubt about it that when you move, it's something that you plan for. It's something that you anticipate. It's something, unless a tragic event happens or something unexplainable happens, it's something that you prepare for. So I expected to be in the place that I formerly was for at least another 2 years so that I can have a significant down payment to put on a home that I truly desire, okay? So had anybody said to me at the beginning of this year that by the end of this year I would be in another home, I would have been like, you're wrong. But it's funny how God works in mysterious ways, okay? So, and don't mind my background. I am a color girly. This probably gonna switch up to a winter theme. I'm a backdrop girl, so, okay. So, I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do this. Not moving. I'm going to, go ahead and get a decent down payment, on a home. I'm not going to worry about it right now. And then I've known a couple realtors and they were like, yeah, right now is not the best time to purchase a house. And I'm like, okay, wait, in 2 years, you never know what's going to look like in 2 years. In 2 years, it might be time. So, save up, do what you're going to have to do. So I had I'm going to even say 6 months ago. I'll even tell you 6 months ago. Let me back up because I don't want to keep hitting the table. 6 months ago, if you had said that I would be moving, I'd be like, no, you're lying. Like my finances are not even in a place yet for me to move where I want to move. Like, no, everything that I want in my home is going to require money. So get out of here with that, But I was, so I had no desire to move. But God always has a plan. And he always works things out in ways that you would not have imagined, okay? Now, at the beginning of this year, for my church, my father's my pastor. He spoke over the church that this will be the year of fresh starts and new beginnings. And I was like, okay. Didn't know what that meant. But when I say that this has been a year of fresh starts and new beginnings, oh my. But I had no idea that a new home would be included in this promise at all, right? So I'm like, I'm not really worried about a new home. I'll be content. I'll be content with where I am. The house was outdated. It was over 100 years old. It had not been renovated in, I want to say, maybe probably since they built it. There had been no renovation, no updates, no anything to the home. The home was just old. It was old and it was falling apart. But I was like 2 more years in this falling apart home. Yes. So I was planning, if you've been on this journey with me, you didn't see any sinking fund towards moving. You didn't see any savings challenges being reallocated to moving because I had no plan to move. Are y'all hearing me? I had no plan to up and move nowhere. Long story short, I'm standing in the kitchen one day and I'm making a meal. And the way that our kitchen was set up, we didn't have an island, but it was like, okay, so I'm walking in and I'm facing the refrigerator. On this side is, what's it called? It was like a little table, like a little ledge or whatever, like a little ledge thing. And then on this side is the sink, the stove, the cabinetry, all of that. So I'm standing over here on the ledge making my food. Now, what I was making, it might have been some hot dogs or maybe a sandwich or something like that. But I had the bread on the plate with the cheese. Okay. So I'm preparing, my mouth is watering for the meal, all of that. I'm preparing to eat my food. And next thing I know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I jump out of nowhere because some of the ceiling has fallen on my plate. Huh? What are we doing here? Like, I did not order hot dog and ceiling. Like, I did not order that for my dinner. So what's going on in this situation? So when that happened, immediately, like, okay, let me backtrack. I'm the type of person where when something clearly makes a statement to me, I move immediately. Hear me out. When it came, let me use my job for an example. My former job, I was at my former job. I had gotten my degree. I got my certification. I had gone to my director and said, look, I need more money. What I'm making now is not suitable. They said, go get your degree. And once you get your degree, we'll come back and we'll talk. I went and I got my degree. I went back to talk to them. This individual came to me and they said, well, I don't think that there's any room for growth for you here. Let me make sure y'all not crooked. I don't think there's any room for growth for you here. I won't be able to give you what you're asking for. I said, okay, no problem. As soon as they walked away from my cubicle, I turned around to my computer and I started looking at other jobs. Within the week, I got an answer to go to another job that was making more money than where I was. Yeah, I'm not playing no games. So when I get a sign that it's time to move, it's time to move. Okay. So again, I was content. I was content in that place until that ceiling fell on my food. And then I said, it's time to go. It absolutely is. It's time to get out of here because no. Why are you falling on my plate? Of all the places that you could have failed, why would you be falling on my food? Like, I just didn't understand it. So, okay, well, whatever. Long story short, as soon as that happened, I, of course, did not eat that. I made something else. Went upstairs and I started searching for homes. I said, because I can't do this. Lo and behold, because we were renting at the time, still are actually. Lo and behold, about a couple weeks later in the searching process, we get an email from the landlord saying, listen, your rent is going up $300. Rent going up $300 where when the ceiling is falling on my plate? You lost your mind. I'm not doing it. So I said, okay, it's really time to go. So I started looking. And there were certain things that I just wanted to have in my home. The first thing was I was tired of fighting over parking. I need a parking pad, a driveway, a garage, or something. I can't do fighting over parking because why are you and 4 of your visitors parking in front of my house? Now where I'm gonna park? Down the street? I live here. Like, I can't do it no more. So I need parking. Okay, off-street parking. I need a separate quarters, right? I need my own individual quarters away from my parents. I just have to do it. Like, at this point, I'm pushing 30. I need my separate quarters. I can't do it. Like, that was a deal breaker for me. I needed, for my parents, and they're getting up in age and things like that, I needed their living quarters to be on the same space as all of the family things, on the same floors, the kitchen, their restrooms, all that kind of stuff, their knees and going up and down the stairs. It was just a lot. So I needed it to be easy for them. I wanted a single family unit. It had to be single family. Like, I'm tired of being able to hear the neighbors sneeze next door. I can't take it anymore. It has to be single family. So I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking, and I want it to be in the county, but the county is expensive. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But I ended up, long story short, finding the home that I moved to, and it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Like, everything was so smooth and so perfect. And I said, this is the house. I said, this is the house. I applied, got in contact with the realtor, ended up getting approved for the house, moved right in. We are now settled into the home. But here's the dilemma there. Like I said before, I had not been putting money aside for moving because I didn't expect to move so quickly, right? I had planned the top of 2025 to be aggressive in my savings for moving in the next 2 years. I had no idea that we would be moving this quickly. So I had not planned for a move this quickly. So all of the savings, all of the money that I had saved up, I had to start pulling it literally from everywhere. Pulling it from my, high priority, low priority sinking funds, pulling it from some savings challenges, pulling it like emergency fund where? Emergency fund where? But it was an emergency because the ceiling fell on my plate. I got to get out of here. Raising up $300 for ceilings falling on my plate is ridiculous. I got to get out of here. It was time to go. So it was an emergency to me. May not have been to you. May not have been an emergency according to Dave Ramsey standards. But to me, it was an emergency. And so what that looks like is, okay, we're moving, but now we have to get furniture. Because no doubt about it, we've been living in that home for a while, for years. So the furniture that we had was worn down. Why do we want to take something old and worn down into a new place? So I decided to, okay, I have to get a bed and all of that kind of stuff. And so that took me into opening up more, like a credit card with like Wayfair, a financing agreement with Wayfair. And then using the credit cards that I had paid down. I still haven't touched my self credit card, and I specifically cut that credit card up and threw it away so that I would not touch the money in there. So that's still a low balance, but my other ones are definitely being used. One of them, because the other one, I don't know where that card is either. I think I cut that one up too and threw that away. But the interest on that is just killing me. We're gonna get into that in our next debt video. So the debt video that I just did, where I spelled out how far I've come, I feel like I knocked myself back so far because of this move. But I will also say I'm so grateful because the money that I was saving, like even if you were on this channel, you saw these books for a long time, and we didn't even make it halfway through these books and we saved like a little over 500,000. What? I wish. A little over $500. And so that money that came out of there that was supposed to go to debt, I had to reallocate, and some savings challenges, so forth and so on. But one thing that I'm grateful to be able to say is that although the move was unexpected, It was necessary, and it was necessary for my peace of mind, because I felt myself getting into a state of depression in that home, because I was ready for change. I needed change. And I feel like that was that ceiling falling on my plate. It never happened before. It could have happened anywhere else in the kitchen. But I feel like that piece of ceiling falling on my plate at that time was God waking me up and saying, daughter, I promised you fresh starts and new beginnings this year. You're dragging your feet because of what you think is impossible. But I need you to pick your feet up, because he knows me, right? God knows us. He knows what it takes to get our attention sometimes. And you falling on my food. Ceiling falling on my food is that was my attention getter, okay? And so I feel like he was saying, I got this, begin the process, trust me. And I did. And he answered my prayer in such a short amount of time. It was insane, guys. It was so insane. I wish I could get into more of it. But all I'm saying is, at the beginning of this year, I didn't expect this. But I'm in a much better place. Since I have been in this place, I have not felt the feeling of depression. I've not felt the severe anxiety. Like when I tell y'all, I had my first panic attack this year. And, on my other channel, I may get into what that was like. But yeah, this move has been such a breath of fresh air, even though I had to pull finances from places that I didn't plan to. And it's pretty much, honestly, like I'm just starting all the way over. I feel so good because this decision was made, and it brings me joy. I don't know if you can tell, but it really does. It brings me a lot of joy, and I'm grateful for this entire process. But I'm also real in saying that, I also want to be real in saying that it did take a lot out of me to decide to start over with my finances. It really did, because I'm like, I feel like I've come so far. I don't want to have to use this for something that wasn't planned, but I won't complain, because thank God that I did have it. And I think that that speaks to how beneficial doing this cash budgeting journey has been for me. If you had told me 2 years ago that, and I'll say maybe even 18 months ago, because I've been doing this for a year now on YouTube, that I would have saved up enough money to move like that. It's seemingly like that, to move like that. I would have been like you're loud and wrong. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I was not always a good steward over my finances. I wasn't. But I've been determined this last year to steward my finances well, to steward the blessings that God gives me well, and to take care of, steward well budgeted, to take care of what God has put in my hands, and to be able to have this result. I feel blessed, and it has motivated me even the more to share my experiences with y'all and with everyone who comes across my channel, and to be upfront and open and honest. And I'm happy about it, and I'm excited about it. That's the first part. So that's the move. Ready or not, I had to do it. And that has pretty much placed me back at ground zero. So the first thing that we're going to talk about was the move. The second thing was, where am I with my savings? Alrighty then. I am, outside of what I have saved in this binder. And usually it's the other way around, so I feel so weird showing y'all this face to face. Besides what I have saved in these challenges right here, and this one's for Christmas, whatever comes out of this envelope is what people gonna get. I ain't got time. I just did a whole move. Okay. You gonna get a we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I ain't got no money. Yep, that's my my answer. Savings challenge. Outside of what's in those. Okay. I have that left. So I'm not going to say that I don't have any savings left because that's not an accurate statement. I also do have what I have saved so far in my 100 envelope savings challenge. Okay. Sinking funds, I'm starting over at ground zero. These are my sinking funds. My low priority in this one. Yeah, that's ground zero. There's nothing. Okay. I ain't even got to show you the rest of that book because it's just nothing in it. It just is what it is. High priority sinking funds. It's nothing in there. The only thing that has something in there is household, and that's the $1,000 for the next month's rent. Y'all want to count it? Let's count it. Let's see what we got going on. 1, 2. We not going to this. We're not doing this today. Okay, we're gonna count it. We're gonna count it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1,000. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take that back to the bank. I'll do that tomorrow since I'm going to work. Ooh. So I'm going to take that back to the bank tomorrow because I want to make sure that it's in my account for when it's time to... No, it's not only $1,000, but of course I live with my parents. They pay their share as well. So we work together in this thing. Amen. So, yeah, that's that. That's where I am with my savings. I even had to go back and dip into my 1 month ahead binder. And so this, I also have what I started in this challenge. In the You've Got Savings challenge. You've Got Savings. Customized challenge in my shop. It's so cute. 1204. Okay, it's coming up soon. It's my birthday. Okay. So listen. That's where I am with my savings. Just those things that you have seen. I think I have in my high yield savings account maybe about $50 left in my Amex one, and maybe just $10 in my Capital One. Yes, I do have 2 high yield savings. We'll discuss that at a later date. What's up with 2025? So we addressed the move. We addressed where I am with my savings. And so let's do the last one, which is what's up with 2025. 2025, I plan to be an aggressive saver. I plan to save aggressively, okay? Like, I already moved, so I'm not planning on, saving it for moving or anything, but I want to build my sinking funds. I want to build my savings accounts. I want to save aggressively so that when I vacation, I'm not pulling out of savings. I want to save for my vacation and be good for my vacation when I go out of the country to Toronto. I want to aggressively save, and I want to save more than I spend. I want to save more than I spend. So what I mean by that is, okay, so when I usually do my budget, as you see, I do fixed expenses, variable expenses, sinking funds, savings, okay? So what I will be doing now moving forward is fixed expenses, savings first. After my bills are paid, savings first. Then variable expenses, and then sinking funds, okay? Here's why. One, I'll be saving to sink, which I coined that phrase from Donna Power by Creativity. And it's using that savings challenge money that I have to sink funds into. And so using that savings money hold on, let me get this right. I think I said that wrong. Using that savings challenge money to put it into my sinking funds. Okay, that's how that's supposed to be said. So since I plan to save more than I spend, then that means that, like, in my wallet, I have gas, groceries, spending money, miscellaneous, and household and dine out. The only categories that I really am going to be avid about stuffing will be gas and groceries, because they're 2 things that I absolutely need, right? But do I have to give myself, like I would usually give myself, I think maybe like $150 a month for spending? Do I have to do that? No. Maybe I could do $50 instead of $150. Put that extra $100 towards my saving. Does that make sense? I plan to save because the goal that I had of paying off all of my consumer debt by 2025, I did not know that I would be moving and be putting myself into more consumer debt. Life happens. You take the punches and you roll with it. So I'm rolling with it. I won't be debt-free, consumer debt-free by the end of 2024, and that's okay. But I do plan to be consumer debt-free by the end of 2025, okay? I'm going to get into the debt and the new debt that I have acquired and the new way that I'm going to pay off my debt, because I was doing it in the snowball method. I'm not going to start off doing it in the snowball method. I'm going to attack the highest percentage interest rate that I can. That's going to be the one that works for me, because I'm tired of this credit card. We'll get into it. We'll get into it on the next debt video. But so 2025 looks like aggressive savings. That's the bottom line today. It looks like aggressive savings. It looks like, you know, being more frugal, because this year, I mean, I was taking myself out on fancy dining dates, and I still have one more to do for my birthday. I'm going to a nice restaurant and sit myself down and get me a nice meal. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I love good eating. And even though I don't eat a lot or eat what a lot of other people may eat or consume, like whatever I do consume, it must be good. And so I plan on going to this nice restaurant. I'm sure I'm going to vlog it on my other channel. But yeah, so that's where I am. We needed to sit down and to talk about this, because my finances are about to look different with the way that things are on here. And I needed to pretty much share why things are going to look different. I felt like I needed to come because I didn't plan for this. You've never heard me talk about moving in any of my previous videos. It was kind of like it came out of left field. But the moment that I saw it was time to go, it was time to go. And my mother, ever since we moved, she just keeps coming to me and saying, "Thank you so much, Deborah. I appreciate you. I love you." And she's so happy for the move. She said, "Thank you for this." And I said, absolutely. It was time for something fresh. It was time for something new. And God knew what he was doing. And I feel so much better. My new recording space, I feel so much better. Like, you could not get me to sit in front of a camera in my old recording space, because it would take so much. It was like my closet was in the same room as my studio, which was in the same room as my office space, which was like everything was on each other. So I would have to find it. But now I have a designated studio recording space and workspace, and God knew what he was doing, because I did not want to go into 2025 depressed and feeling down and just in a state of, this is too much, and being overwhelmed. And I feel like God answered my prayer, and he used the methods that I've been implementing, stewarding my finances well, and budgeting and all of that to help me get there. And I want to say thank you so much to the budgeting community. I don't know how many of y'all actually watch my videos, but thank you so much to the budgeting community for being a voice of motivation, for being a transparent community when something hasn't gone right, or the way that you thought it would go, or the way that you planned, coming and saying, "Look, y'all, this is what really happened," so that people like me who may have to make quick adjustments won't feel like we're crazy or we're on an island by ourselves, you know. And I'm appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of the Salisas. I'm appreciative of the Jordan budgets. I'm appreciative of the Snow Gardener 307s. I'm appreciative of the Ramis, and Budget Paparazzi is her name on here. Like, I'm appreciative of people showing real life what happens. Changes happen, things happen, and you just pivot the best way that you know how. Y'all know how my mind go. When I said pivot, it went to Ross.
Pivot! 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 Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Okay, I'm done. done. I'm rambling at this point. But yeah, so that's it. My finance things are gonna look different. And I know I say that all the time. I say that honestly too much. 2025, what is it gonna look like? Consistency. Oh my God. It's gonna look like consistency. Y'all, I need to finish challenges. The last challenge I feel like I finished. Let me see. Is it close by? Is it near me? Because I feel like the only challenge I have ever finished on this channel was this one. Y'all remember this, the OGs. The OGs, we have to remember this one. This is the self-care. I think I might bring this back. This was actually my shop's bestseller. The self-care savings challenge envelope box. And it came with envelopes. Oh, okay, that's a 9. I'm about to say, don't embarrass me. That's a 9. It came with envelopes and in the trackers and all of that. And all of these are envelopes, y'all. You know what? I might run it back. I might run this savings challenge back. I'm not gonna lie. Because this is the best seller in my shop. It was really great. It saved me so much money. And I have an extra one. This is, okay. Why are you even there? I have an extra one. We'll see. But I might end up running that back. I don't know. We'll see. I actually want to finish more challenges. So 2025 also looks like being focused and committed to finishing challenges, right? Like I might bring the minis back because I need small accomplishments, right? The small quick accomplishments lets me know that I'm doing something right. So I think we're going to bring that back, but I'm going to be extremely aggressive in my savings. And so I'm looking forward to this journey. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video. 2025 looks like consistency, posting more videos, engaging with you all more. And I can only be me. I can't be any other budgeter or any other YouTuber that you see. I can only be myself. And for those of you who have chosen to stick around and you enjoy me being just Deborah out in these streets, I appreciate you and I thank you and I love y'all, and I pray that you all have an amazing Thanksgiving with your family. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, so don't forget to like, comment, and if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, stop playing. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I love y'all so much. And until next time, y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. I love y'all and God bless you.